Hey everyone, just thought I would shoot my 2 cents in a video here and kind of go over a couple things, maybe mostly for Dale's benefit, but show you what I thought of their report and where I think that we all should head. I think we're all going to run into kind of some of the same issues here, but I'm going to look at Kimberly in particular just because I think they're a good right down the middle of a combination of where I think everybody's at. So first let's talk about the pay-per-click and SEO portion. I agree with some of the comments going around that she's using very low quality search terms to show where we're not. So obviously what we want to do is we want to take a look at the most searched terms, which I'm going to show you guys in a second, in the Quad City area, to kind of get a decent assessment of where we're at. So, ought we come up for Jeep Cherokee, Davenport, Iowa at Kimberly? Well, probably, but I think that we have bigger fish to fry. With their social media, BMW Davenport, again, that's not a very strong keyword. Google obviously puts out a lot of research on what is and how many keywords per month are searched and what terms and everything. So this I'm not putting a whole bunch of stock into. I think that if I could show them my list and say, hey, what would you do for us here, then we could certainly talk on the search engine optimization scale with them. Everything's probably going to be prefaced on price, obviously, but these are just thoughts here of what they can do, how many keywords they do for us, and where they expect us to be. But again, these are very low quality keywords. Let me pull up my report here of what are the most quality keywords here in the Quad Cities. This is a report here. This is the column that has the keywords, and they're ranked in order of number of searches per month. So when it says local searches, those are searches per month in the Quad Cities that people are searching here. So 590 people per month type in used cars Quad Cities into Google, and were not found. Now, what does not found mean? This software checks the first 10 pages of Google, and obviously, as you all know, if you're not on page 1 or maybe the tickle of page 2, you're just simply not going to get found. So we have a lot bigger fish to fry because we know where 590 people per month in Google go in and type. And when you're talking about Grand Cherokee, Davenport, Iowa, there's almost nobody that goes into Google and types that, which is why we don't come up for those words. Keep in mind two things in this video. One, the link right below me is a little YouTube thing. You can turn it up to the high definition if you're having trouble seeing this stuff here. I did shoot it in high def. And two, you can pause this and take a look at these keywords. I'm not going to go through all these, but for the benefit of everybody, here are, again, the biggest terms in the Quad Cities. Now, I stayed away from dealership names. Lou Jack's Used Cars I threw in there just because it gets some play, but I try to stay away from Mills Chevrolet and Courtesy Car City and Dahl Ford and all that kind of stuff because they do have a decent volume. Typically, some of those are up near 1,000. But these are the extracurricular keywords, and then again, this shows where Kimberly is or isn't on these. Car dealerships, Davenport, Iowa, were 5th. So what I can do is I can go to a live screenshot here. Again, it's not page 5, but it's 5th. So we're going to see who comes up here. This is Lou Jack's. And then in here we've got our Google 7-pack of pins right here. And Kimberly comes up 5th. So that's what we're talking about when we say 5th. Car dealerships in Moline, again, 140 people search for that. Cars for sale in the Quad Cities, you got 90 people a month searching for that. And kind of on down the line, you can pause it and look at some of these keywords researches. But if I was a media company, I would have brought to the presentation this data and would have said, hey, look, this is factual Google data that is provided, that is a guarantee of where your customers are, and we can prove it by what they're searching for, and here's where you are in relation to where your customer's at. And that would have been a far more effective close than I think the presentation that she brought. But anyways, these would be the keywords that we can go after and should be ranked for, simply because they're the most trafficked. They're based on the most relevant, but again, the most trafficked here. So here we have about 1,000 searches a month, that Kimberly needs to figure out, and we as a group, again, it's not picking on Kimberly. Courtesy's kind of in the same boat, and the Ford store's in the same boat. You know, here I can pull up. I'll pull up Courtesy here real quick, and we'll look. We'll look at them. They pull up a little bit stronger. You know, they show up here, and I think their web traffic stats are going to show those things. You know, they're 6th here, so we'll go to a live. We'll go to a screenshot here. Zimmerman Honda's got that taken care of, but we're at least here in the 7-pack of pins. We see Green and Toyota and Lexus up there. But at least we're in the game on some of the most high traffic words here on the Courtesy Car City website. Again, you can pause this. I'll just kind of scroll through so you can get your place, and you can pause these things if you like. So Courtesy's doing just a little bit better here. I will pull up the Ford store for you guys to take a look at. Let me do this. Let me apply some metrics here. Our Google Places. Let's get them ranked. Whoops, I want that out of there. So here's where the Ford store's at. You know, again, some of these it doesn't matter necessarily that we're in front of, but this is where our, you know, again, our competition is. This is the Google pin, you know, where we come up on the map, so you can look in this column as well in correspondence to what we have going on. I'm just going to kind of scroll through here so you guys can pause and you can look at all the words if you want to do that. And we'll go ahead and last but not least, we'll pull up Key Auto Mall. And let me get my metrics here, places and local searches. I'm going to rank these. Delete that out of here. Again, you can see where Key is. They're kind of in the same boat. You know, as Kimberly, they're just kind of out hoping to be found by random strangers on the internet here. Not a lot of method to the madness of what's going on. Again, if you want to study and look at these words, I'll just kind of scroll down so you can take a look, and you can kind of pause that stuff at any time. So back to their presentation though here on Kimberly. They're going to go into social media. They're going to talk about Facebook. And a lot of this stuff, in my opinion, for the social media portion, can they help us? Yeah, I think they can help us. Again, it just depends on price. I think, you know, a company doing a full-time Facebook, you know, everything, does it have value? Absolutely. You know, if they charge $1 million to do it, does it have value? Probably not. You know, I think they've helped us in kind of just some general errors that we can fix upon. I think on all the sites there, 980 fans, low user interaction there. Twitter, again, not a huge deal. Twitter is probably the most outlying social media port that we need to get serious about. Again, is it important? Yeah. Do we have a lot bigger fish to fry than Twitter? Absolutely. YouTube, you know, some stores are doing better than other stores. I think we can utilize YouTube just a little bit better, make sure that we're uploading videos. You know, a custom skin, is that overly important? Yeah, not that big a deal. Again, we can talk about what it is that they're going to do. Now on YouTube, I don't think page management is important, but playing the ads before each YouTube video for the dollar cost, I think all stores should be doing that. So that's, again, something that we can talk about. We can. I've gone in and set up an AdWords account, so I actually went and did that. I found that kind of the most interesting portion of the meeting. I set up a simple commercial and just played it out and see how it ran. I spent $3 a day targeting the Quad Cities and a little bit beyond. For $3 a day, I got 145 impressions, and 25 of those went the distance to the full 30 seconds that got charged for. So that was, again, just kind of a little unique experiment that I ran, and I thought that was pretty interesting to there. Reputation management, I think they can really help us here. You know, the problem is that they get into your DMS, you know, but you know, enough people are in our DMS to where we can certainly talk about that again. But depending on price, I think we can strengthen what we have going on here. This is Kimberly's. They're probably second only to Courtesy. Courtesy has the best you know, online reputation, quote unquote. I think the Ford store and Key are Key's probably bringing up the rear. Courtesy's a little bit better than that, and then Kimberly's hanging out in here as well. So I think this is going to help add strength and authority to what we have going on. And again, depending on price, I think it's very wise to do reputation management. So what I took from this presentation, again, the YouTube of ads before every video plays, I think is very valid. It's very cost effective to do. I think we can look at what they're going to price out for reputation management. I think that's great. Would listen to their SEO stuff, you know, but I think they're probably going to be priced pretty strong on that sort of thing. And again, their social media, if it's just really cheap, I think it might be worth, you know, doing their Facebook stuff. But you know, again, we'd have to just listen again specifically to what exactly they're doing on Facebook. You know, Dahl Ford, they're kind of a leader in the Facebook world. And let me just go to Dahl Ford here in Davenport. You know, they have 4,870 likes. But you know, if you click here, now look here, they made a post 5 hours ago, okay, and you have one person that's liking it. You know, here's a little ad that they wrote, that they put up 6 hours ago. You know, 0 likes, 0 comments. You know, here's something cutesy they put up this morning. No likes, no shares, no comments. So, you know, so here we're looking at the guy doing it the best in town, and it's really not getting them much, at least much customer interaction. You know, again, here's one interaction. You know, here's one from December 16th. They got 6 people to like. You know, so again, out of almost 5,000 people, they had 6. It's, you know, you hate to wave the white flag, but man, it's very difficult for a car dealer, you know, to engage social media and stuff on that level. You know, here's a cutesy picture of just random nothingness on the 12th, and it's gotten, you know, 12 comments. Now, you know, was that neat? Did it engage 12 people online? Yeah, probably. And I'm a big Facebook believer. I've seen companies, and I think we've all seen companies get great customer interactions and do a lot of good on Facebook, but Facebook is just the method that people can get to you. They have to like you in the first place. Facebook is not going to make people like you. It's just going to be the mode in which people like you. So again, we can look at Dahl Ford and we can say, gosh, you know, here they're posting 2 to 3 to 4 times a day, kind of doing all the stuff, mixing it up between factory postings, Dahl Ford postings, funny postings, and they're really just not getting anywhere with it. So I'm just not in any way. You know, here's a dumb, you know, whatever this is, 1972 Ford Cow, and you know, 10 people liked it and no shares. You know, so it's just not getting any play. So I wouldn't really put a whole bunch of stock into what they have going on. But that kind of concludes the tour. Appreciate you guys' time on this deal, and I'm sure we'll talk more about it. Have a good one. We'll see ya.